Well, of course, he's a great player. I'm sure he's going to be amped up, to come back. Even if you take Todd Gurley out of it, it's still, D South Florida rivalry, and that's how we treat him.
Is there something extra though when you get that challenge? Number 3 there is Darren Cross wheeled you.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, he's a great player, and he's got to hold nothing back. Definitely, I see, getting drafted early in the draft, and if that's what he chooses to do. He's an excellent talent, but believe it or not, they have some other great players, including some great backs too.
What do you remember from him in last year's game? You guys faced him.
He was physical. I think this is my 3rd year going around and playing him, and each year, he brings that same mentality. He's an every down back in my opinion. But like I said before, they do have other great backs. They can shed a load. But I'm sure his health and the energy should be amped up for this one.
When you see the kind of the backfield they have with Gurley, Chubb, and even Michelle coming back, what is your reaction to seeing so many really talented backs?
I honestly feel like that they're real explosive. Each back brings a little different tendency. Gurley probably has the best of all abilities, but the other guys still bring such great attributes. And it even goes to show, they got one still resting up for health in Marshall. So I really feel that may be their best overall threat. Other than some other great skill positions, and they got a nice veteran group, solid group on the O-line. I feel like the running back is probably their main strength.
Gabe, this is going to be pretty obvious in that light, but is this the best rushing team you've gone against? I mean, Arkansas had 3 backs too, but obviously Gurley is widely considered the best back in the country. So is this the best rushing team you've gone against?
I would say collectively, Arkansas may get the notch. They introduced a new running back when we played them. We already knew about 3 and 32. Those are pretty good guys. I would say Arkansas, you kind of know what you're going to get when you play them. Georgia is more balanced. They just run the ball very well.
How tough is that, on the defense, especially defensive line, because they pound you and then hit you with the play action?
Oh, it's tremendously tough. You want to react. We don't run a read defense here. We like to get off the ball and cause chaos in the backfield. A lot of times offenses, trap you and do a good job of running different schemes. The offensive coordinator, Coach Bobo's been there a long time. I'm sure he'll have a plan, but I think that's what makes Georgia so dangerous is, they're really well balanced in the sense of run, pass.
When Georgia made that comeback in the 4th quarter last year, was that all Aaron Murray, or do you feel like that it was mostly other guys on that offense?
I'll tell you what, it really is a game with 2 halves. The first half went really well for us, and they made some good adjustments. They started going to quick game, and that of course got our pass rush a little off, and that of course takes off our secondary time and then our defensive chemistry in a sense. We scored, and they did a good job of driving there at the end, and D4 made a great play.
Does that worry you, the way that you guys have played defensive here lately with quick teams, and what you saw Georgia do to you guys last year?
No, I wouldn't say it worries me. I would just say we got to do a better job of reacting sometimes. And that's the thing. When you play in the SEC, you're gonna play against great coaches, and these coaches bring in great talent. So I really believe that it really is a game of adjustment. So we of course got to do a better job of starting off better. I always felt like since last year, new coach staff came in, who was always good on 3rd downs and in the 4th quarter. That's something we really got to get back to and stressing. But if we get off to a better start, I'm pretty sure we'll be good.
What's happened in defense the last few weeks after y'all started out really well?
I would honestly say it's just been the adjustments made and some communication lacks in some areas. Myself, I had a bust in the Ole Miss game. It can't happen. I'm a senior. Guys look up to me, and it just can't happen. So I guess we just got to take more of a responsibility role in that area. It's really not any fingers being pointed. This coach is saying you got to coach better, and players know we got to step up.
Is it frustrating to see those things this late in the year, and especially early in games when you've gone over the plan and you kind of know what to expect early?
Absolutely. I think that in the midst of a loss, in the midst of a win, it may be a little different. Let's get back to work. Let's clean up. In the midst of a loss, I think it really may take its biggest toll. I can say for this team, as experienced as we are, we really put that behind us, and we're looking to, the main thing is getting that bad taste out your mouth.
What's got to happen for the pass rush to improve?
Well, we gotta handle offensive first down and second down better. I mean that's really it. When you can get a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and you can understand since almost 90% of the time offense won't run the ball in that situation, that you can get your pass rushers out there, and you know you can call games, you can run blitzes, whatever the case may be. You know, it may not always come from a pass rusher. You know, it may come from a guy like Chris Ross or Brandon King. You know, just making a spark. It may even come on a play action on first down and somebody gets free. So you know, I really say pass rush just comes from one spark. You know, one play.
What's the true defense for Auburn this year? The one we saw in the first half of the season, or the one we're seeing here lately?
I'm a firm believer on, you know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I feel like we collectively got a good group of guys that want to do better. You know, that was our #1 goal, and I feel like that's what we're going to do.
The secondary's gotten a ton of heat, but how much does that quarterback having an extra half second or whatever, how much does that make it harder for them?
It matters. It matters. The key to a good secondary, I would say, is the D-line, and very much so vice versa.
Yeah, how important would getting a win over in Georgia last time to play them? How important would that be for you?
Very important. Very important in so many areas. You know, the last game was a L, so this is our next big game, no doubt about it. And our goal from here on out is just to go 3-0.
A lot of people around Nick have said, Trevon has said that what last year's meeting with Georgia meant, what this year's meeting will mean. In the 2+ years you've been around, Nick, what do you think this week is going to mean to him? What this game is going to mean to him to be back there again?
Everything, and just talking to the guys, calling the coach. I mean, it amazed me how many Georgia guys we got. You know, especially seniors per se. So I think it's going to mean a lot to Nick. He mentioned any workouts that he hasn't been back since his freshman year, but honestly, he goes that way for a lot of guys. Me, Black, Jeff, Ben. A lot of us haven't been back in years. So you know, it'll be a hyped up game, as I can imagine. But I'm pretty sure collectively we got enough focus to stay level-headed with it.
As a defense, are y'all players, are y'all aware of kind of the criticisms being tossed around? People criticizing Coach Johnson and some of those guys, you know, some individual players as well. Do y'all hear that?
Not as much as some people may think. It's not something that, you know, especially coaches-wise, you know, we tend to talk about ourselves in a sense, and it may even stay between position groups. You know, the worst thing you can do is point fingers unless you know exactly how a guy's going to respond to it. Today we'll get after it in practice, no doubt about it. The seniors will lead it, and we hope the guys will follow up.
Do y'all still feel like y'all can get back in that playoff run just if you need help? Or is that a focus at all?
The main focus is to beat Georgia. I can promise you that. And if we're blessed enough to get there, then we'll be right that way. To get to that point, we'll have to take care of business this week.
Do you have a lot of friends, maybe former teammates that play for Georgia?
I do have a couple friends. I don't think I have any more former teammates.
But some friends that play?
Yeah.
Do you guys talk, you know, the week before the game like that?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. And just, I know you touched on it, but for you, just going back to your home state playing, you've done it before, but, you know, what does that mean for you individually?
Honestly, I haven't gave it too much thought.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll probably, you know, catch up to me Thursday or here Friday when that rolls around. But I haven't really given it too much thought.
That's fine.
Everybody good?
Thanks, Gabe.
Thank you.